Metro Detroit, this is HBL Radio Nation.
And that's when the other astronaut said, "Are you sure that wasn't Tang?" Ha! I'm Brian P. Gallagher.
And I'm Diane Russell.
And welcome to HBL Radio Nation once again. You missed the rest of that joke. It was epic, but hey, that's okay. You can't hear them all. Thank you so much. We have an eventful week, but we're going to start with something really, really shitty, unfortunately.
Well, let's just start with like and subscribe and hang out.
Like and subscribe and hang out with us, of course.
HBL
Yeah.
Radio Nation, and tell everybody, that we are here on Thursday nights from 5:30 to 7.
Nights.
Thank you for joining us.
We normally look on the bright side of life.
I'm gonna barf.
We love you.
But the Maui fires. My second favorite island.
For fuck's sake, these fucking
My second favorite
fires.
island. I spent 10 days in Maui for a wedding, and there's a wonderful town there, Lahaina. And Lahaina is that's where all of the cruise ships kind of, if you go to Maui, that's where they're bringing you into, into their ports. And it's really just two streets, and they're two main streets, Front Street and Back Street, and all the bars and all the businesses are on there, and it's all kind of old school, old timey, and it's really cool. It's really wonderful.
Charming.
Very charming. Yeah. Wonderful place. Awesome place to go for a vacation. Loved it. Absolutely loved it. And then last night, I'm seeing on the news people literally like stealing a boat and to get away with their lives and rowing away from the island and showing that same town, and there is just one building that wasn't on fire yet, and that building was going to be burned down later. I saw footage from this morning. All the buildings are gone. All the houses are gone. The entire town is gone. There is nothing left there.
It's heartbreaking.
Now, I'm not going to say that I was involved in ripping off a drug dealer there for a quarter ounce of marijuana. I'm not going to say that. That's satire. Tony isn't here to put that up, but that's satire at that point. Satire. But it is my second favorite island of all time, and absolutely love that place. Had such a ball there.
I've never been to Hawaii, but I've always, wanted to go.
Maui was the place to go, but now it's all burnt.
To Tony, I said, as soon as this round of animals die before we got this next round of animals.
Yeah, I hear you.
Then we were going to go to, we'd save up all the money that we spend on kitty litter and dog food.
We're ready to go.
And we could go to Hawaii on the goddamn money we spent on these motherfuckers. Yep. So, yeah. So, I've always wanted to go. I've known, for years how beautiful it is, but never made it.
Yeah.
And so...
Beautiful. I rode down the volcano on Maui. There's a volcano up there, and you could rent bicycles to go up to the top, and then you can ride down the switchback.
Yeah.
And we had these things going so fast.
I have a question.
Oh, it was so much fun.
Do you think that there was a volcano eruption, I heard? So is that what started the fire? Or
no.
What started the fire?
The fire started...
Because you can have wind without fire.
That's right. You can have wind without fire, but the fire started earlier. There was a small fire that had started, and that's when the hurricane winds came in from underneath.
And made it 110 times.
Whipped it all up.
Fuck.
70, 80 mile an hour winds, whipping it all up, and it's just like, puffing on a cigarette. When it gets bright red like that, that just happened in that corner of the island, and it spread.
Heartbreaking.
It's horrible.
Hey, John Duff. Yeah, it's...
Hey, John Duff. How you doing? Hey, Kat.
It's freaking... It's so heartbreaking when I see the footage, and I know how beautiful that... And not only that... Yeah. It's also contributing more to our climate change. We put all that black smoke in the air.
Yeah, more soot in the air lands on the poles, and when that lands on Arctic or Antarctic ice, it causes the sun to be absorbed more because it's darker,
and then it melts,
and that melts it that much faster. God damn. So it's human intervention definitely has a lot to do with it, especially dirty coal. Dirty coal is the number one thing.
I feel sorry for
an intervention in that.
We don't have kids. You don't have kids. I don't have kids.
Luckily,
we're both married, but we chose not to have children.
I mean, I love kids. They taste like chicken.
Satire.
Satire.
My point is that, I feel sorry for these younger kids who are gonna be living with this for the rest of their life, and their kids. And we We've been watching this for 30 fucking years, 40 years, 50 years.
Yeah.
I remember Jimmy Carter put solar panels on the White House, and Reagan ripped them down.
Yes. Yes, that was a big statement for the.
If Reagan had instead of taking the oil goddamn money, which all of them are taking, so
oil money, hostage money, all kinds of money he took.
Yeah. So
allegedly,
we might not be here right now. What if Al Gore and the 500 people, if they hadn't stopped that vote from happening in Florida, and Al Gore, who was a climate activist, got into, he legitimately won that election. We know that now. Just like we knew that Hillary legitimately won the election if it wasn't for all the Russian fuckery. We have been going through this for too fucking long. I'm really at the point where I'm like sick and goddamn tired. When we see when you look at the bigger picture, 30,000 feet,
100,000 foot view, yeah.
When you see everything that's happened along the way, even 9/11 and the 2008 fucking collapse, and look at the shit we've been through. We had the AIDS crisis. We had 9/11. We had 2008. It's
all the lobbyists. The lobbyists that get in there and make their cause the number one cause.
And the rich get richer and the poor get poorer. And as soon as Reagan came in and it was trickle-down economics, he fucked everybody.
Yeah.
He fucked everybody.
Yeah.
Jimmy Carter was a great president. And I remember my parents going, that's a peanut farmer, bing, bing, bing.
Yeah, but he was a good man.
Good man.
He was a good man. Yeah.
And I just don't.
He wasn't sweating his balls off in New Hampshire, blaming it on the air conditioning guy. Nobody else is sweating that bad. Did you see Trump sweating the other day in New Hampshire?
Because he's lying his balls off.
Oh.
You're in New Hampshire and it's hot.
Well, you know why?
You're in New Hampshire and it's hot. You should have thought about that 30 fucking years ago, 50 years ago.
Somebody forgot to pack the summer brand of his Depends. So he had a little extra cotton there. And it was really, that can be binding on the boys, really.
Computer says no.
Or in his case, the puppies.
I'm gonna barf if you say
I'm gonna barf
again. I will barf because it's so just I can't think about it. For fuck's sake. So I just want everybody to know.
Yep.
Trump being held accountable for his crimes is not the weaponization of the government.
No.
Just saying.
No. Going after trying to impeach Biden because they impeached our guy a couple of times is weaponization.
You?
I got my Tammy. Is that my
sure,
name?
Tammy, sure.
0.
I got my
Point.
Tammy.
Oh, look at that.
So Tammy's in the house, and Tammy says it's a weaponization. And they're just going, it says it's an attack on his freedom of speech. And now it's civil war. Now we want civil war.
Tell you
what,
if
really?
It's not, it goddamn should be.
Oh,
the whole world gone
goddamn should be.
it's
That's
Tammy and Randy.
I'll tell you something right now. I believe in Jesus. I believe in God.
Randy.
And I believe Jesus and God are behind us when I say, if you disagree with me, I should be able to fucking kill you.
Randy, slow down now. Slow down.
They agree with that. They agree with that now.
That
you know
ain't
they agree with
Christian.
that.
Now that just ain't Christian.
It's not Christian, but it's Catholic.
I broke character again. Oh, for fuck's sake. It's just so. It's too much. And they're like, oh, it's freedom of speech and this and that and the other thing. No. You can say whatever you want.
As long as you're not defaming someone, as long as you're not benefiting by lying about something or someone.
Violence.
And as long as you're not inciting a riot or stoking violence as part of that.
Trump is nothing but a stochastic terrorist. That's what he is.
Yes.
He's
Nice
a
use
stochastic
of it. Yes.
terrorism. That's what he uses it every frickin' day. You come after me.
Yeah.
You go after me. I'm coming after you.
Well, they're coming after him Friday, so he's going to have to get going.
They're coming after him because he's a lifelong criminal.
Well, they're coming after him on Friday because his guys wanted, we're going to need a little more time. Mostly because the only attorneys that he has have never handled anything like this.
And they went on 8 television shows in between.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Let's just go on 8 television shows. And be like, I don't have time to deal with the legal thing. I have to be on the television shows.
In the court of public opinion. They're desperately trying to do it there because they think that even if he's found guilty
in the media,
he could still get elected as president.
Indictment.
And if he does, could he self-pardon? That's a question everybody has right now. Can you self-pardon
I don't
if
know
you become
how it's
president?
Constitutional or legal in any goddamn... That means... I can go out and I can kill and rape and murder and do all the fucking shit, and all I can do, I just say, oh, I'm running for president. And
the price is wrong, bitch.
I'm exonerated of all my crimes.
Well, it worked for W the second time through. Yeah.
Wow. Because
he didn't have to pardon himself
because of the fuckery. Fuckery. We've been watching this shit happen for a long fucking time. It just wasn't as blatant as it is now.
You know, I think there's a distinctive difference here. I think it was as blatant as it is now. If you watch anything from the 70s, and I'm a big fan of 70s TV, a big fan of 70s movies, things like that. If you watch stuff from the 70s, you can see all the same concerns and all the same stuff. But the big difference now is that everybody is so accepting about it being right out in the open and racism being right in your face, and it's okay for, Randy to be a complete racist and drop the N-word.
What
Start
about
dropping
that
N-bombs.
asshole, was it 2 weeks ago? He was on the House floor and he called black people colored people, and I thought everybody was going to have a freaking heart attack. No. We don't refer to black people as coloreds anymore.
Right, yeah.
You fucking asshole.
Yeah.
Where the fuck have you been?
Yeah.
Hey, where are the white women at?
He's going to be the first person to say, well, why do they call it the NAACP? Well, because that was a point in time that they gave it that name, you fucking moron.
They're this close to saying the N-word with a hard R.
Oh, yeah.
That's what they want. They
course.
want that word to become part of the vernacular again.
Everywhere off camera they do. Anytime that Marge Green does not have somebody walking behind her videotaping her, because that seems to be all of her videos, is somebody behind her walking.
She reminds me of my sister.
Oh, my God.
You drive in a car with my sister, everybody's the N-word with a hard R. Anybody who cuts her off or doesn't put on a turn signal or is looking at their phone or whatever's. But I haven't driven with her in a car in 15, 20 years.
Fucktard.
Yeah,
I haven't seen her or talked to her in 5. I haven't seen her her in 10, maybe 15. Yeah, I don't even know.
Computer says no.
Oh, yeah.
Choney, I need a beer.
One of my...
Choney's bartender.
One of my brothers, the Black Sheep brother, two of his favorite words were, one was the N-word, the N-bomb. God. And his second favorite word was the word that he used to refer to women, every woman out there. I don't buy shirts that say, let's party bitches or something like that, because I don't like to use the term bitches. I don't like to refer to women as bitches. That's just a personal thing with me.
Sure.
But his thing.
Is it C word?
No. Oh, no, because, that's all right with me. Over there, it's all, oh, what are you doing, you fucking cunt? What are you doing?
Yeah.
It's just buddy, pal, douche, whatever,
Yeah.
No. This one is, he shortens it up. So the shortened version is Bim. Oh, she's another Bim. And bimbo is his term for women. Every woman that he ever met in his life was a bimbo.
They're all bimbos.
They're all bims.
I'm super bimbo.
Well, this fucking bim, you know how these bims are. All this kind of stuff. And I'm like, no, why don't you tell me, you fucking God's gift to women? What the hell are you?
Yeah, is he
Look
like
at
super
you.
studly looking, or is he like,
No,
not
I'm
at
the
all?
I'm the one that got the looks and the brains in the family. So no.
Yeah, that'd be a negative.
Now, I have something else that I definitely want to talk about before we get deeper into things.
Sure.
I saw a pretty in-depth thing about these death buoys that Greg Abbott has out there. These things are basically like bad guy on $6 Million Man torture device things. Have you seen how many blades they have in these things and hooks specifically to sink in and not come out? They're barbed hooks. These things are insane. This guy is going against the federal government, right?
You had to take him out.
He was told to take them out. He has not taken them out.
Oh, God, I don't know.
The U.S. government is suing Texas right now to force him to take them out. And Mexico is joining the U.S. in that lawsuit to force him to take them out because Greg Abbott refuses to take them out. Now, I've said this before, too. Those things are anchored.
Cruelty.
And when those waters raise
Sadistic. They're sadistic.
in the fall,
it's cruel.
as the water comes up,
and sadistic.
people aren't going to see these things.
Oh, for fuck.
And underneath, there's a barbed netting underneath that goes all the way down. So you can't just swim under them.
How about the natural disaster? You know, they're saying that's a international waterway in the.
It is.
And the
It is.
And the American Navy.
That's why Mexico's getting involved.
American Navy needs to be able to get in and out of there.
Mexico has a sovereign right to that river as much as we do. We are not allowed to block off parts of that river to keep them from parts of it.
Sadistic fuck.
So Mexico is getting involved as well. They're joining that lawsuit as well. They should.
Sadistic.
As well they should.
Cruelty and sadistic.
Yeah.
A sadism. It's all. I don't even know what else to call it.
It is.
They're gross.
It's nuts.
It's disgusting.
If you've seen like any of the torture exploitation films of like torture porn type stuff,
no, I don't watch
see stuff like Saw or see any of the Hostel type movies.
Yeah,
that's what this guy is doing in real life to real people, and these are people that are just trying to escape
women and children.
Shit, okay,
women
we're supposed
and
to be
children.
here to help. Aren't we here to help?
They're pushing little babies back in the Rio Grande River for fuck's sake.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Aren't we here to help? Isn't that our job? Isn't that why we're here as a country? Aren't we supposed to get our strength from our immigrants, from our immigration, from our acceptance? That should be where we get our strengths. But right now, douche novels like that, who fucking knows? And then you've got P. Sanis down there in Florida bitching about his border. He doesn't have a fucking border. It's a goddamn ocean, motherfucker.
Yeah. Hold on. On top of Greg Abbott being the piece of shit that he is, the reason why he's in a wheelchair...
That is not satire. Greg Abbott is actually known as being a large piece of shit that actually rolls around in a wheelchair.
Disclaimer. So, the reason why he's in a wheelchair is because he was jogging and a tree fell on him. That's why he's in a wheelchair.
Well, there's evidence that God's flawed because he missed.
He pulled up the ladder up behind him and said, "You cannot sue insurance companies for trees falling on you." Now it's
he got his.
Now it's
he got his.
Individual homeowner.
Watch this. I now declare vaping illegal.
Yeah.
You know, that's what you're talking about him doing at that point. Doing something, getting the benefit from it, and then declaring nobody else can do it.
Clarence Thomas. We found out today what a fucking... He's been 30 years of grifting off of everybody.
Yeah, he's just keeping it quiet as he can.
You think he didn't get into a college for affirmative action and all that bullshit, but now he just voted against it, and now it's like, no more? Mm-hmm. No more affirmative action for everybody else.
There's a good response to that, too.
Because pulling the ladder up behind you. Do you know what I mean by that?
Yes,
okay.
Absolutely. And there's a good response that I've seen out there for it right now is that since they went after affirmative action, a lot of groups that were pro-affirmative action are now going after all of the legacy applications. Because how much bullshit is that? Just because your daddy went
George
here, you get
Bush
to go here?
Senior legitimately got into like Yale or whatever it was.
George W. Bush
Junior
should have been wearing hockey equipment even though he wasn't on the team. There is no way he should have gotten into any community college, much less anything else.
Jared Kushner. Daddy went to Princeton or wherever. I forget. I don't care. I don't
Daddy
give a
taught
fuck.
me how to grift.
And then
Yeah.
he got in. He didn't
Allegedly.
have the fucking grades. His daddy paid the college to, just like the actors who were like, oh, we're gonna get our kids in school on a volleyball scholarship and they don't even play volleyball or some bullshit.
Yeah, that was rowing.
They went to fucking jail for that shit.
They took they took them out and did a photo session of their daughter in a rowboat holding the thing wrong and then used that. Yeah, like, like on the rowboat or whatever.
For fuck's sake.
Yeah.
I just,
Legacy
the
applications
rich-
has been a thing
no,
forever,
the
and I'm
rich has
so
been getting
happy that
too-
they're going after it.
We've been
Yeah.
watching this for 50 years. Rich getting richer, poor getting poorer. Ever since Reagan and the trickle-down economics bullshit, major corporations getting tax cuts, and we pay. It's off our backs. Everything else is off our backs.
Of course.
Diane, my neighbor, who I love dearly, she's like, yeah, you guys lost your house in 2008 because you quit paying. And I go, yeah, because our payments went from $700 to $1,400.
Yeah.
And we couldn't handle it.
Yeah.
It tripled.
Yeah.
I thought it only doubled. He's like 21 and tripled.
Yeah.
12%.
So it fucked us. And not
Mm-hmm.
only that, our house wouldn't even appraise for what we were paying on the mortgage for.
They wouldn't let
So
you.
why not sit there and squat for fucking 3 years like we did?
That's right. Yeah.
And
Because
still,
they wouldn't let you benefit
we
otherwise.
still barely made it by.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
So
I had a house. I became unemployed at one point because GM went under bankruptcy. I can talk about those douche nozzles because I don't work for fucking GM anymore. Fuck them. So when I got laid off from there because of the bankruptcy that they were going through, I had, several years left to pay on the house. I started talking with the bank immediately. I borrowed money off family members to continue making payments on the house, to keep the house. I wanted to keep the house. It was a beautiful house and a beautiful yard. It was really nice. Acre backyard. It was really nice. What ended up happening is I started working with the bank for a short sale for them to be able to, for me to find another buyer, for them to be able to sell it to them and kind of bypass the whole process of everything else. And we were moving into that. And I had the buyer and we had the paperwork going. And then I get documentation saying, well, that's great. It's going to take 45 days for us to get the assessment before you can start the short sale process. And in 30 days, the sheriff is coming by to kick you out of the house because we're foreclosing on you. And I'm like, well, wait a minute. Why are you foreclosing on me if I'm doing the short sale thing with you? I'm working with you already. I've been working with you people for months. Did not matter.
and how many people did they fuck doing the same exactly?
Everybody that they could. Everybody that they could. Now, luckily for me, I was able to, I haven't fully converted this to a 3-bedroom yet, so I'm going to stop doing what I'm doing now. And I stopped all work on it, and I walked away from the house. And at that point, I didn't lose that much on the house. I lost a bit. Yeah, I took a hit, but not too bad. And that was really 15 years ago, and I've been up where I'm at ever since then. But
I think that.
But that just goes to show the banks
feel like people don't
won't
realize.
work with you. They think they'll make you think that they're working with you, but they won't work with you. They just want to foreclose on everybody. And it makes no sense because it's going to cost them more money in the long
Back then,
run.
for sure they did.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
For sure.
Absolutely, yeah.
Right.
They'll
It was
do
a
whatever they
nightmare.
can in the law to do it. Yeah.
No, but that's what, we've been living under goddamn Republican mafia rule almost. They've been doing this for so long. It's ridiculous. taking money from big pharma and big oil companies. And like, then we get Donald Trump in office, and like, he's like mafia bosses have more loyalty and more patriotism than Donald fucking Trump does. I don't know if you know, but during World War II, the mafia was helping out the American allies, getting spies in and out of Italy and and doing all this, underground shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And the mafia has more fucking integrity than goddamn Donald Trump. He's a fucking orange
He's
Mussolini
an imitation
menace.
Yes.
And when you listen to him speak, I can't even listen to him speak anymore. I woke up this morning
so much.
and I turned on the TV and he was doing this fucked up interview and he was like, people and
That's
people
the one,
and
in my
people
opinion.
and people
Yes.
and people and people. He said like people 24 fucking times.
Hey, Kat, I just want to say,
And I
first
just
we
go-
get the jobs, then we get the money.
I woke up
then
and
we
the
get
first thing I
Cheetos.
said was, I can't wait until the fucking day I don't have to hear you fucking speak.
Michael Rappaport had it so great on the day that he lost the election. He's like, no more having to wake up. What did he do? What did he say? Because that's the thing.
White-knuckling it through the 4 years of his goddamn...
When he represented the country, he did not represent the country. And that is a problem. It's not a problem for those who want the chaos. For
we
those who are
white-knuckled
into...
through 3 years, and then the fourth year, utter fucking chaos.
Well, of course.
In a viral pandemic.
Yeah, and
that
he had
went through
no
the, and
clue
he
as to
did-
how to lead.
And he's
Yeah.
like, it's all about me, and can't we shoot light up their ass and inject them with fucking
Well,
rubbing alcohol? Let's
I
do
said
it.
I said everything over
God,
to the
for
states.
fuck's
I sent
sake.
it to the states, and it's up to them now. I took it. I
And
dropped
now
it off
we're
at
at-
the border.
and now
I
we're
dropped it
at-
off at Michigan's border, right there on I-75. I don't know why.
Yeah. And now we're
that
at this.
horrible woman from Michigan hasn't picked it up and injected it in everyone herself.
And now we're at this. If you go after me, I'm coming after you.
Okay, we're coming after you.
Motherfuck.
We're coming after you.
Because you committed a fucking shit ton of crimes.
Yes.
You fucktard.
Yes. And if you think that you can take on the government because you have a stash of weapons, tell that to the gentleman in Provo, Utah. That gentleman,
And even when you tell
he
him
got
to
to the
shut
find
fuck
out
up-
phase. He got to the find out phase
Hold on.
very quick.
Hold on. Let's finish with this thing first. Even when you tell Trump to shut the fuck up, what does he do? He goes and says, if you go after me, I'm coming after you. Not
course.
even 24
course.
hours later, after a black judge said he can't
But-
say anything about the case.
I have
and
a theory.
he keeps pushing the line.
Yeah.
Pushing the limits.
He's doing it for a reason.
He's testing.
No, I think he's doing it for a reason. I think he wants them to give him the gag order. He wants them to put the protective order on him because that way when he enters these Republican debates,
First Amendment rights.
when he enters these Republican debates, I'm not allowed to talk about that.
I can't do it.
And if he's not allowed in the rules of debates, if he's not allowed to discuss it and he's not allowed to have a retort, they're not allowed to bring it up as a discussion point. So he's trying to take that out of the election by doing exactly what he's doing now. That tweet was either spectacularly stupid or spectacularly a good defense mechanism at this point for the debates and for his candidacy. I personally believe it's more of the prior than the latter, but you never know. It could help him out in these debates.
The thing about all of it is that no other former president has ever done this in the history. So everything is novel. So we don't know if we take this to Supreme Court, if it'll work. We don't know if we take it to...
Well, we know if it goes to Supreme Court, it won't work.
Eileen Cannon is fucking severely unqualified for the job and the position she's in. She was unqualified before she was nominated. Trump knew that, and she was nominated anyway.
You're
so now
upset.
we got here. No, hold on.
You're upset
No,
because
hold
you're going
on.
to lose a six-pack to me.
Hold on. Now, if she doesn't fucking do what she's supposed to do, it goes to the 11th Circuit of fucking Florida. And they will say, yeah, this is not cool. This is not illegal. It's going to get kicked to the curb.
That's right.
And then he's going to appeal. And then it's going to go to the fucking Supreme Court. And then we've got Clarence Thomas for 30 fucking years taking every fucking bribe from every fucking one he could fucking suck their tit.
I did say a 6-pack of Bud Light pints, right?
Gross.
Yeah. We did get that, Tony. 6-pack pint of Bud Lights. Because that's why you're upset. That's why you're upset.
I keep looking at this bigger picture and seeing
how much beer you're going to lose?
No. For fuck's sake.
I keep pulling it back to that, I know. But the thing is, with Trump, if we lose one, we have to be willing to lose one.
He keeps losing, though.
He keeps losing. That's
the
what I mean.
The Republicans keep losing. They have no evidence.
We
they
can
don't
lose
have
the
any
Cannon
evidence.
one.
Yeah.
And still get him in jail. And still make him pay. This is still going to happen.
He's still the Republican frontrunner.
That's true. That's because we live in this, professional wrestling mentality.
Reality and professional wrestling
all
combination.
What I pointed out to my wife the other night was that we happened to flip on something called America's Got Talent. Now, the show America's Got Talent, they were
reality TV in general.
America's Got Talent the other night was actually judging a Chinese dancing group, and the judges were Howie Mandel, a Canadian. We had a German girl, Heidi Klum, and then we had some Colombian woman, and we also had Simon Cowell.
Britain.
So no one from America judging a Chinese act as to whether or not they should win America's Got Talent. This is the society that we live in. Nobody it's a pastiche of actual reality. It's not actual reality. Thank you for that, Tony.
I think MTV started this shit with Real World. Do you remember the show Real World?
Of course, they started the fake reality, the scripted reality
kind of TV show. And
if the Kardashians are real, why are they on hiatus right now?
And why are their asses so fucking big?
Well,
it's not natural. It cannot be. Just saying.
I have heard.
No, I don't even want to. No, I don't. Let's get back to our fucking discussion, because after fucking Donald Trump said, "You go after me, I'm coming after you," DeSantis said if he gets in office, he's gonna quote unquote slit some throats.
Yeah, because he's got a one.
What the fuck? This guy is so creepy.
Yeah, creepy and crazy.
Ugh.
Yeah.
He's skeevy, and like every time he laughs, I bet his fucking campaign managers are going, "Don't ever laugh like that again." When you're like, no, with his mouth all wide open and like freaking out. It's so weird.
You look like that
He's
doll
so
from the Muppets.
Awkward. He's so awkward. Like, just in this, there was an interview with him and his wife, and she was like looking at him like this the whole time, and like the stool she was sitting on was even shorter than he was, so
yeah, and she had the princess gloves on. Yeah,
like it was just weird. They're weird.
There's a whole bunch of weird shit there.
They're weird.
Yeah.
And he's a second fucking runner-up right now with like 15 points.
But it's 15-60, and like, their guy. Here's what's going to happen. I think that they're going to implode at some point. He really should, probably won't, but really should drop out.
78 felony counts against him right now.
He shouldn't have enough time to campaign and
fight the legal
deal. This.
Well, that's what he's like. Your legal cases are interfering with my my campaign.
And if he gets a gag order, they can't bring it up.
Guess what? Your legal problems are bigger problem than your fucking campaign, fucko.
Yeah.
In how many cities around the country does he still owe hundreds of thousands of dollars for all the rallies he's done? I mean,
The
there's
revivalist tent meetings that he has.
No,
Yes.
well, now he's doing it in airport parking lots because he can't afford to rent out,
Let's not forget Four Seasons Lawn Care.
What am I supposed to do? You won't
The
answer my
Four
phone
Seasons
pages,
Lawn
Robert.
Care
There's a
debacle is
fucking
one of my
film.
favorite things of all time.
Film documentary
brilliant.
on that one. Oh my
That
God, what a
was
fucking cluster.
bloody brilliant
All
that was.
Everybody check out this tweet real quick.
All right, what's this?
Okay.
What is this?
What do we got? Tody's talking like Vin
what do we
Diesel.
got?
I don't know.
Read it.
While my father loves almost all his supporters, please do not come tomorrow. Log out to support President Trump. We have many important people coming through the club and need to keep it clean.
That's an old one. That's old. That's
know,
old.
but-
Yeah. I've seen that one before. When I'm president, I'll paint all the guitars
my
in the
father
world
loves
gold.
almost all his supporters.
Oh
What does
my
that
God.
even mean?
Have you seen the?
They just step in shit every time they open their fucking mouths. Am I wrong? I mean, like,
we have a phrase online here in our chat from William Guard Gaffney. I believe it says, when I'm president, I'll paint all the guitars in the world gold and paint all the hair gold. You better do what we told because I gave you my soul. William Guard Gaffney. I feel...
show is ruining my vacation.
Thank you, Billy.
Billy, you can turn it off any fucking time you want to if you don't want to watch it, and it's ruining your vacation. Oh, God.
But don't do that, Billy. Go ahead and get other people to join and subscribe. That's the important part. The more subscription we get, the better. That's really inappropriate while I'm plugging the show there, Tony. All right, flip it over. The charcoal's ready.
You're being
like I said, they
very
taste like
undid.
chicken. So I really think that you should go out to all the socials. You should like us. You should subscribe. And you should tell all of your friends and all of your enemies. Because if you don't like us, spread us like a disease. That'll show them.
You motherfucker! You're gonna die!
That'll show them.
That's not going to do jack shit, but that's okay.
It'll do two things. Jack and shit and Jack left town.
I know. Hague Playbook shows me.
I can see you're really upset about this.
I'm rare footage of DOJ. Ooh, I like this shit. I'm going to have to watch this shit later. Ooh. It keeps coming up. It keeps coming up. So,
Neither one of
Trump's
you can read
third indictment, it's all
Thank you, Billy.
got everybody up on their fucking heels and toes or whatever. But Malcolm Nance, right?
Yeah.
So Malcolm Nance, he goes, you know that game, Fuck, Marry, Kill?
Yes.
He goes, Trump is playing that game, but it's called Bragg, Frame, and Sell.
Yeah,
Okay.
close, yeah.
So Bragg was the Iran documents at Bedminster, and he was bragging it to girls in the room, and
So brag with Veronica.
brag how big your hands are, and all this other
Sell
bullshit.
to Thelma.
Oh wait, hold on.
Sorry.
The framing is the bars and the resorts and the letters from Kim Jong-un and property of the people of the United States. It's not his.
Yeah.
So his imaginary documents, his top secret enemy facilities, he posted on social media straight to Russia. And he just... Do you remember when he posted that picture? It was a military on Twitter. It was an operation from the military, and I think it was Syria, and he posted the picture. That was a classified document, and he posted it literally on fucking Twitter.
You know the latest
before
in that
he was
case?
kicked off. Hold on. And then the selling of the documents. The 8 documents that were so serious, so secret, so classified that U.S. USA deepest enemies. Like most of them would they would
Pay
it was
for
like
that info?
they would pay so goddamn much money for this formerly restricted data, like World War II atomic bomb capabilities, and the numbers of worthy
He showed it to Kid
battalions
Rock. Are we really surprised by this? That he would post
Yeah.
it for everybody?
the numbers are worth billions to the right buyer. Is
Kid
what
Rock,
Malcolm
who
Nance.
looks more like his younger brother,
Malcolm
Crack
Nance
Rock.
goes, or Kid Rock was like, yeah, you showed me a map, and he's like, am I the right guy to like be talking to this about? Yeah. We're talking about real names, real identities of spies we know, and they've actually disappeared. We have statistics on how many during Donald Trump's administration that they disappeared.
It started before
And-
that, and it started with what's his name? It was under W, and it wasn't Dick Cheney.
not only
Who was the
that-
other one? Like Dick Cheney, looked like just like Dick Cheney, very similar, but
Rumsfeld.
no, not Rumsfeld. Rumsfeld was kind of skinny and glasses. No, this guy looked
Okay,
just
well,
like
whatever.
Oh, Karl Rove. Karl Rove.
Yeah. Let me just finish my thing. So, he said those are worth gold to our enemies. It's massive. Trump stole them, kept them, obfuscated the FBI, and concealed them. Obfuscated. I said it right.
Yes, you did. Yeah.
Fucking A. Fuck you.
That's why I no. That's why
He
I threw it
kept-
out. It was a nice use.
He kept the most secret ones to sell them to our enemies, and it would be. And he got $2 billion. Jared got $2 billion from the Saudis. So.
And you know the latest.
Where did our all top secrets go? We
the
don't
latest
really
in the
fucking
documents
know.
case? Do you know what they moved for today?
I have no idea, babe.
Trump's attorneys said today they filed to specifically get a skiff
Oh,
created
God.
at
I heard-
Maraluni at the shitty golf motel.
Really? A secret
You want-
compartmentalized information secret center?
A skiff. You want a skiff
I forget what
created
it is.
at the place that was determined so
It's the scene
unsafe
of a crime.
that it's yeah.
Wait
exactly.
a minute.
Yeah,
It's a scene of a
It is.
crime.
Can you deliver all of the defense documentation to my
The scene of
my
a crime.
attorneys in the bedroom
'Cause
where
I'm
I killed the guy?
I'm too lazy to get my fat ass over there
Yeah.
to look at him somewhere else. I want to sit in my golf club, country club,
My shitty
and have
golf
it off
motel.
on my dining room table. And when anybody could walk up and watch, oh, fuck you.
I hear they have not only bed bugs but lice there. I hear that. I hear that from a lot of people. I'm just saying. I
How
hear
about
things.
cockroaches? Tony, can I get
And
one
I hear
too, please?
things, and that's all. That's what you can say. You can say that's satire all you want, but we all know it's true. Another thing that's true is that sometimes we have to face facts. Sometimes we get older. I know the viewers have been noting that I've got a little bit of gray coming in over here. It's a whole new thing for me, I got to point that out.
It's so tiny. I can
But
barely see it.
It's because things change. People get older. Dianne Feinstein, you need to step down. If you feel the need to give power of attorney to your daughter, you cannot do your job anymore. You cannot function properly anymore.
Mitch McConnell,
Make room.
you need
Mitch
to step down.
McConnell, you need to step down.
What's his name? Chuck
Wait.
Grassley.
Hold on. I have the best Mitch McConnell impersonation. Are you ready? Here we go. Well, I just wanted to say. And scene.
Hey, Glitch McConnell. That was a Glitch McConnell.
Oh,
God.
I really channeled him through that. I
I know. I really felt it.
I felt stiff and dead.
It was super beautiful.
Yeah, it
Great
was.
performance.
Thank
it
you.
was like worthy of an
Thank
Oscar.
you. Thank you.
Marlon Brando Stella stuff.
I've worked at this for a while.
Oh my God, you're sweating.
This is just.
Doesn't anyone notice
It's
this? I feel
you know.
like I'm taking crazy pills.
I just wanted to say that shit just got real, and I'm ready to take it to the next level. Apparently, that's
Jolie nailed it.
everything that everybody needs to say there. So,
What's that? Jolie! Hi, Jolie.
Hi, Jolie.
Nice
Thank
to
you.
see you, girl. I haven't seen you here in a little while, but thank you for coming.
yeah.
And, oh, God, nailed it.
And thank you for the comments,
That's
yes.
hilarious.
All right, we got
You
a
did nail it.
we got
No,
a new
for
one
sure.
from Brent Terhone about the boat brawl.
Ooh, I want to hear this.
As people from Detroit, we have heard brawls. We have been around
We have
brawls.
a lot of
We maybe
boats.
started brawls, but yeah, this is
Nothing
one.
like this shit.
No, we used to have the Boblo boat. Remember when it used to go out on the nightly cruises? Oh, that was a whole different world there.
The Boblo.
Hold on.
The Boblo.
I was eating on the river.
Wait, hold on. I was eating on the river.
I was eating on the river.
All right, hold on. All right, here we go.
Oh,
I
that's
was
a
eating
good.
on the river at a little local restaurant I'd never been to before called Senior Frogs. I like to eat
Full
local
screen.
when I can when I'm on vacation. But I'm sitting there. Next thing I know, goddamn melee breaks out. Apparently, a boat captain asked these white people to move their boat because it was parked where it wasn't supposed to be. And hey, I get it. As a white man, I don't think the rules apply to me either. Yeah, I parked this big ass truck in places most people didn't even know they had places. I mean, what's the point of having a big ass truck if you can't pop 2 tires up on the curb?
Yeah.
And the other 2 on somebody else's Miata, but I digest.
Yeah,
There's
yeah.
one thing I've learned
I
about white
digest.
man, you don't come between a white man and his boat. You ever seen somebody
Shit,
get
no, you
between
don't.
a bear and her cubs? It's just like that. The white guy, he punched the captain. The captain squared up, but not before throwing his hat in the air like he just graduated. All kinds of bright red
It was
white
a signal.
people in cargo swim trunks came out of the woodwork, and then the black people came in for reinforcements. A guy Michael Phelps is way across the water to whoop some ass. And then somebody pulled out a chair like it was a goddamn WWE. There were chairs flying everywhere. Somebody threw the chair from Game of Thrones. Cherry from Pee-wee's Playhouse was eating somebody. Bernie Sanders was sitting in a chair. Otis Redding threw a chair on the dock of the bay. It was pandemonium. I'm getting
I love that
PTSD
bit.
just thinking about it. I'm going to a wedding this weekend, and I just hope and pray to God that I don't start having flashbacks and
Chairs.
hit somebody with a folding chair in between the Dollar Dance and Cotton Eye Joe. I'll admit what happened was wrong. The injuries sustained by that boat were a tragedy. And as someone who just recently lost his boat in Lake Travis, my boat, the SS Margaritaville, R.I.P. baby girl, I know she's
Happy baby girl.
in the great bottom of the ocean in the sky. But can we all just come together? Think about the boats for once. Yes, ass whoopings, they come and go, but these boats are forever.
Emotional support beer. Oh, God.
It's like that little SS tugboat. I know what he's saying. I know what he's saying. I seen that.
Oh,
I
my
think
God.
I can. I think I can.
No, do you remember the Trump
you.
boat at the bottom of the whatever it was, a river or whatever, and it had the flag still on it and it was sitting at the
I
bottom?
remember the video of it sinking. Yes. Yeah. That was brilliant. That was part of the Trump boat parade in Florida at one point. Yeah, I recall that whole thing. That was a whole big deal. Yeah.
This is why we love
Yeah.
Brent Terhune. He
Yeah.
the satire and
Have you seen the actual video of this?
sarcasm and the everything. Just
I gotta tell you, half the reason why I walk around with the swagger I have is because I've seen videos like this, the actual video of this brawl, and you see bros squaring up, and it's just like, oh my God, I'd have taken 3 of you by now. What the fuck are you doing? What is that pose? I don't know what he's, and what is this with his neck? I'm like, why is it? This is a bunch of people who don't know how to fight, who think they know how to fight, against other people who don't know how to fight, who think they know how to fight. And the funny thing is that, like, you know, if I'm drunk and I get pissed off enough, I'm just taking them all out at some point. I don't care what side you're on.
Well, I wanted to make a comment because I said...
These guys are ridiculous looking.
I swear to God, him throwing his hat in the air was a signal.
Yeah.
And Malcolm Nance said, in the Navy, if you have a hat and you're being attacked on the dock, you throw your hat in the air... And that's a signal. And that's when you saw
Get to the pier's head.
20 guys.
Get to the pier's head. That's what it is. Yeah.
So as soon as that happened, that is actually a signal. And I was like, it's got to be. He didn't, because Tony was just like, fuck it, man. I'm going to get my ass beat. Fuck.
Plus.
No, that was a signal going, I'm going to get my ass beat. Get down here now.
Yeah, and those guys all have like a family mentality, like, you know, like any other, you know, tight-knit type scenario.
I just tried to drink an unopened beer. That's true.
On air. Brilliant. Love that. Thanking you for that. But that definitely was a signal. But it's a signal to other guys who are like, I'm just going to bring 4 guys and you have 2 guys. So maybe you'll walk away because none of the 7 of us know how to fight.
And those shirtless white guys in flip-flops.
One guy did the old Jake Johnson from the 1800s. One guy does this. And I'm like, really? You're the old bare-knuckle boxing guy that's on the wall. I know better than that.
I'd be like, right in my face.
I'm like, are you kidding me?
My dad said, if you're going to fight, you... protect your face, right?
Yeah.
You know, so put it right here. But then they can punch your hand and punch yourself in the face.
Put your dominant hand in front of you, directly in front of you. Now dip your head over into your shoulder. Now they can't hurt your neck, they can't hurt your head, and if they hit you, they're going to hit you back in the cheek.
There you go.
It protects everything all this way down.
All right.
You are welcome for things that help.
I'm going to take fighting advice from
someone who knows.
Fucktard.
Jujitsu.
Fucking Democrat.
What's the word?
Aikijitsu.
Yeah, thanks.
Yes.
0.0.
Are you guys the ones who can go and do a super punch? And
I can do a 1-inch punch. A 1-inch punch. I've worked on a 1-inch punch for a long time because G.Q.P. I studied G.Q.P. for a while. I loved Bruce Lee and you know, his style. And the real style, that's where that comes from, that head off to the side. That's where that comes from, because the real style doesn't look like it looks in the movies. It looks really goofy and really strange, but you are going to be solid and you're not going to get hurt.
Right.
That's the thing. Another aspect of it is,
so it's
things
more
like the 1-inch punch.
If somebody attacks you, it's not in protecting yourself not to attack.
Last time I did a 1-inch punch was against a, you know, they have sensors that you can hit. So I know that I've punched before with an elbow at 400 pounds per square inch, and I've kicked at 1,400 pounds per square inch. But a 1-inch punch, I was able to do at 314 pounds per square inch. That was the most that I got a 1-inch punch off.
Oh, shit.
On that. So, yeah, it's all about bringing it down, getting it ready into your core, and just nailing it. And you start with, like, you know, your target is at the tip of your fingers, and then you just bring your fingers in. And that's the space that you have. That's the distance that you have to move on that. So you got to channel everything right to there.
Yeah.
Right to that moment. And, yeah.
Well, I like knowing this shit. You know.
It's fun. It's fun knowing it when you've got an asshole who's twice your size at the bar talking shit, and you're just going, all right, I'll sweep you down.
Yeah. You know you can just because you've been trained to do it, even though I've
sparred with people that size. I like to spar with people bigger than me, and I sparred with one guy that was smaller than me who insisted. He talked a good game. And this is actually kind of a famous story with me amongst some of my friends. This guy kept talking a good game, and he actually talked himself into being a head bouncer at a lot of really rough places around the area. And he said, it's because of my martial arts background. I'm like, that's awesome. And I knew him from a mutual friend, and I'm like, dude, do you want to... I don't have a sparring partner. Do you want to spar? And he goes, yeah. And I'm like, okay, great. So he comes over, and we line up in the backyard, and we've got padding on and everything like that. And I'm like, okay, ready? And he goes, yeah. And I'm like, all right, go. And I wait. And the first thing I threw, I detached his retina. It turns out he was bullshitting the whole time. He had no idea how to fight. He bullshit his way into being a bouncer and all this. And here I've seriously hurt the fucking guy. And his girlfriend is now coming up to me like, what did you do? Oh, my God, what did you... And I'm like, I thought... He didn't even try to block it. I'm like, oh, my God, I didn't think I was even going to hit him.
Yeah.
I didn't even throw it that hard. I'm thinking, if I threw, like, my full kick, I had killed this guy. I'm like, I just snapped his fucking neck. Because I just,
Cheeto chopped him.
I just threw a quick, like, tag, like that kind of a thing, and he just stood there and got tagged. And that was the result. And I'm like, okay, so that's that. And now he's going off and an ambulance and all that. And now I'm like, fuck, now I have to deal with his girlfriend. I have to deal with, and I'm telling all of our friends, and I'm like, I don't know what happened, dude. I just threw that.
Oh, you're gonna die.
Yeah.
He told me he was a black belt.
He told me he knew what he was doing. It turns out he had no fucking idea what he was doing. And then after he broke up with that girl, 2 weeks later, he called into a local radio show that we're all aware of. You'll remember it's an old radio show. It's not around anymore because one of the guys is dead. Drew and Mike. He called into Drew and Mike and said that he was walking from Michigan to Anchorage, Alaska on foot to raise money for diabetes because he said he was diabetic as well. We're not sure if that's even true. Certainly the walking for diabetes thing was not true and never happened. He never did any of that. So yeah, there was a whole
Game over, man. Game over.
This guy was just one of these weird guys who just lied about everything.
Compulsive.
Everything. And it didn't make any sense. It was crazy. So yeah.
Sounds like family members.
Of course, yeah. Yeah.
So you get nothing. You lose.
Good day, sir. Why is Kat's message redacted? Does she see something bad?
She did it herself.
Oh. Okay.
Oh.
I can see you're really upset about this.
If she...
He can't keep getting
As a
away
small
with
girl,
it.
I can take someone down, topside down, better. Yeah, Kat has a point. The knee is the first thing to go for because as I get older, when I was in my 20s and 30s, I was something to watch because I would actually do a thing.
You're something to watch right now.
I know, but I was really something to see then. In high school and college, I had this trick that I did at parties.
You did.
And Kevin Hill, I don't know if you remember him. He was 6'4". I would get him to take an empty 12-pack, the cardboard container around a 12-pack, put it on his head, and I would kick it off the top of his head, and we would take bets as to whether or not I could do it. It was a thing that we did at parties, and we made a decent amount of money doing it because I could do it. Did it over and over and over. Nowadays, fuck that. I'm not kicking that high. I'm in my fucking mid-50s. I can't kick that high, but what I can do is I can chop you down to size and then take you the fuck out. So the first thing I'm doing is I'm coming at you and I'm making full eye contact and I'm going to fucking focus on your neck. And as I come in, my foot has just touched the side of your knee and then I'm going to snap it out like that and just watch your leg decimate. So you're absolutely right, Kat. Taking the knee, that's the first way to go. Then you chop them down. Yep. Size has nothing to do with it. It all has to do with momentum. It all has to do with the size of the fight and the dog too. That's the old saying. It's not the size of the dog in the fight. It's the size of the fight and the dog. And that's absolutely true.
I agree.
If you're ready if you got the rage, and if you know what you're doing, you'll take a couple of people out. And that's the way that it has to be. I had somebody put a gun to my face twice in my life. Once I had a case of beer. next to me. I told you this story. This was the other side of the state. I instinctively just lifted that case up and slammed it right into the guy's face. Just dropped the beer, dropped everything, ran. Because that's the other thing. Once you, I know it doesn't sound like, Macho Man or anything like that.
Yeah.
Once you drop somebody, that's when you turn and you fucking run. You get the fuck out of there. That's how you stay fucking alive. Because each one of these times I was able to drop somebody and I turned and I fucking ran my fucking ass off. And I am happy that I did that because I'm here today. So, yeah, you're absolutely right, Kat. It has nothing to do with the size of the person.
It's the self-defense episode.
It's the self-defense mechanisms that you use. It's how you use them. And I'll tell you right away, if you don't have anything else, curl up.
Okay, wait.
Let them come in close and then take their eyes with your thumbs.
The fights that you know that are starting,
yeah,
and they're around you, and you might be involved. Have you ever been to talk your way out of it without throwing a punch?
Are you kidding me? That's the first thing I always try. Have you met me?
Yeah.
I'm Irish. I'm always going to try to talk my way out of it.
Do you go to your Irish brogue immediately?
Get small. Get small.
Half the time I do. The other time what I did, I came out of a, oh, shit, this is a fucked up one. I may as well tell it on here for everyone to hear. I came out of a bar in a rather progressive neighborhood. This is probably 22 years ago at this point. I came out of the bar. I was reaching for something, looking for something, and the door closed behind me, and I watched the door close, and then I turned, I took one step, and I am surrounded by 8 gentlemen who are all wearing Doc Martens. They're all wearing black jeans rolled up at the bottom. They're all wearing white T-shirts rolled up on the sleeves. They all have their heads completely shaved. They all have pamphlets. And
they're armed with pamphlets.
Jehovah's Greasers?
No, dude. I'm trying to describe the skinheads that showed up one night. And I'm like, okay, these guys are looking to make trouble and everything. And one of them holds up the pamphlet. And I just remember I started walking past him. And, I looked right at him and I said, preaching to the choir, bro. And I just kept walking. And they said, all right. Let me go. I walked. I got in my car and I got the hell out of there. The next day, there was a whole thing about a big brawl that they started not long after that. And I'm like, well, I got the hell out of there because I'm going to try to I'm going to bullshit my way out of places. I'm going to say that I'm like, the Klan member or whatever if I can get the fuck out of there alive because I'm going to get out of there alive. If that doesn't work,
fuck you with your swastika fucking pamphlet.
Yeah, you don't pick a fight. You don't pick a fight if you don't need to, but if the fight comes to you, you got to drop them quick. Yeah. It's just the whole thing. And, talking your way out of situations, I've done that a lot. I have. I've also told my wife that in many situations, if anything starts to happen, get behind me and to my right, behind me and to my right, behind me and to my right. And I keep enforcing that to her all the time.
Why to your right?
And there was a situation where we went into
Why to your right?
I'll tell you. Because there was a situation in a restaurant where we were at, and I go in there, and this one guy, I don't know, mental issues, he was going crazy, flailing all over the place, and he was like, about where this is from me, so about, 2 feet from me. So I just did this, to my wife, and I did this a couple of times, and then she was like,
what you're doing.
I was going like this.
Oh, right, yeah.
Behind me, below to her, and she finally got it, and I saw her move over, and then I could, kind of, all right, if this guy acts up, I'm going to grab him, and I'm going to toss him over in this direction.
Right.
I'm going to still be holding onto his arms.
And she's going to run around behind you.
No, she's going to stay over in this side, because if he has a gun, I'm pointing the gun in that direction. I'm going to put his arm in that direction, and I'm going to snap it if I need to. But I'm going to put his arm in that direction, and then if I need to take control of him, I'm going to do that over here. I want her behind me at that point.
No,
and to the right.
Yeah.
Because I can't throw him to my right.
Are you from, Hollywood?
I think that a lot more. It became a big thing, like in the 90s and 2000s, for women to take, you know.
They should. Women should always
self-defense
take
class.
self-defense classes.
Yeah.
Women should always take martial arts.
And
Absolutely,
I think
100%,
that
1,000%.
because just because you're small and you don't have muscle capacity doesn't mean
Bruce
that
Lee was small.
Bruce Lee was small.
Bruce Lee was small. Master Lee was small. There's a lot of masters who are small. It's not a matter of size. It's a matter of momentum. It's a matter of knowledge, and it's a matter
when
of
somebody comes at
confidence.
you push them like that.
If you have the confidence, if you've done it 1,000 times, you can do it. Yeah.
You know, like I see, be like water, my friend.
Yeah.
That's what I think of. You know, I mean, I've worked in a bar for how many years?
Be water,
30 years, right? So we would see a fight break out or some bullshit. I remember Tony, a guy picked up a pool, like a bar stool, and went like this to smash it over somebody's head. But in the backswing, Tony ripped it out of his hand.
Yeah.
And he fell backwards and hurt himself. So he didn't have to.
There you go.
Tony didn't have to do shit except rip the fucking bar stool out of his hand.
Right.
And like the fight was over in 2 seconds because it was like super dumb.
Anybody that actually knows what they're doing and knows how to fight aren't the instigators of a fight. They're the first ones who want to walk away from the fight.
Yeah.
But they're the first ones that if you really push it and you take a swing, I'm dropping you.
Yeah.
You know, that's all it is.
Tony's always been afraid of that. He said to me, you know, if I don't...
You don't know what you have to assume the other person knows at least as much as you do.
You know, when I was in a rock band in Florida, how many times they get hit on and all this bullshit, right?
Yeah.
And Tony's like, I'm like, why don't you get upset? And he's like, it's going to happen 1,000 more times. I'm not going to get upset about every fucking time it happens. You know, like, it's when they're volatile or anything. And he's like, I'm afraid. I'm actually afraid. I'm actually afraid to get in a fight.
Because
you know
he doesn't
why?
want to hurt him too bad.
I don't want to fucking kill someone and go to jail because...
Make them blind.
Right, yeah. I see what you mean on there. Because, yeah, if you don't have the training, you don't have the restraint. And at that point, this is somebody who just hit on your wife, who just got very grabby or very violent with your wife. Yeah, I'm the first one there to help you sweep the knee and take him down.
Yeah.
But you got to stop at that point.
That's the thing.
You got to know.
I scare myself because I think I could probably, if I hit somebody, I could probably kill them. And so when he said that to me,
Break their face.
I understood where he was coming from. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's when I started mitigating the shit myself. You know? Oh, really? Well, here's my husband. Meet my husband.
Yeah.
You know, here's my ring. You know, and be a dick about it, kind of, you know, bitchy or whatever, a little bit about it.
Yeah.
And just mitigate it and bring the volume down.
Yeah.
So that you're not, and that's it's kind of bringing me back to our subject of our show.
2% body fat.
Dick.
I know. Well, see, you know, now he's bragging.
57%
no,
body
no.
fat. You kidding me? I'm giving birth to a keg over here.
It's kind of bringing us back to the top of the show. We called it Come After Me, in my opinion.
In my
opinion.
opinion.
I'm coming after you, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Because Trump said, if you go after me, I'm coming after you, in a truth social or whatever it's fucking called.
But the real tough guys don't say it, they just do it.
Okay. This is called stochastic terrorism. We've already had this guy this week taken out. No, we have to, use this.
Yeah.
That's what he's doing. That's what it is.
Yes.
And we can't just brush over it with, a small little paintbrush. No, we got to spray paint it on the side of the wall.
Yeah.
So it's coming back to self-defense.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how I feel about what's going on with democracy. Like you would go after the knee first to take a bigger guy down, you go after the knee. So now we're coming after your finances, your crimes, your this, your that. You're not above the law. Nobody's above the law. Fuck you.
We came after
And
Roe v. Wade.
You fucked with Roe?
Yeah.
We are going to fuck with you.
We're trying to sweep your knee. You're
going to sweep my knee on the Roe?
Yeah.
You're going to take away my bodily autonomy? We're going to fucking unelect you.
Yeah.
You're going to be out, you insignificant motherfuckers.
Oh, I learned how to jump on your ankle. Oh, that sucks for you.
Yeah. We're going to castrate you. Sorry, that was a little far. But you know what I mean? Like, I just know I'm sick and tired.
Coming from a man who has had a vasectomy, I feel castration jokes. I'm great with them. Roll with them. You know my favorite castration joke, especially since I got
Will you take the myth out of the? Will you take the myth out of it? You still get a boner even though you've had a vasectomy.
Of course. Of course. Are you kidding me?
Guys don't think that. Maybe guys in the chat don't
Are you kidding me?
that. I don't think people know.
Are you kidding me?
Maybe you should talk about
No, it
more
has
about it.
nothing to do with getting a boner. No, you still get a boner. You still get all that. The whole thing is that it's just less filling tastes great. That's what you have to remember about a vasectomy.
Fuck.
You gave me the audience.
Think I'm gonna barf. Think I'm gonna barf.
I always get my money, you cocksucking.
That's a good one, isn't it? It is. But seriously, having a vasectomy does not affect your sexual drive in any way, shape, or form.
I think guys think that.
No, if anything, it's freeing because it's like I don't have to worry about a condom breaking or anything like that. I don't have to worry about any of that. I don't have to worry about any, like, hoochie mama coming up saying, he knocked me up.
Me 20 years
really?
ago.
I knocked you up? Really?
Really?
How about no?
Here's my doctor's papers where I got a vasectomy 25 years ago.
Exactly. Yeah.
How about
No,
no?
I don't know. I just, the way things are going right now, I feel.
And by the way, I just want to wrap that up with everybody. I didn't get a vasectomy just for fun. I got a vasectomy, well, partially for fun, but I got a vasectomy because my wife had a medical issue to where it would be dangerous if she became pregnant. Therefore, it made a lot more sense for me to have a vasectomy than for us to do long-term birth control on her side. So, like a real man, I stepped up to the plate and I said, hey, this is how it's going to roll. No problem. Where do we go? And then, like a real man baby, when I got into the office and they said, okay, so we're going to do it right here and we're going to do this and this. And I said to him, okay, so I'm going to be unconscious and you're going to be doing this. And he said, no, it's just a local. And I said, no, doc, I'm going to be unconscious, whether you arrange it or I arrange it, because I'm a musician. I know people. I can come into your office. A limp dish rag can be brought into your office and you can work on it if you want. And he said, no, we'll do it at an ambulatory center. So we went to an ambulatory center and I actually got, professional anesthesia for the whole thing. But yeah, I was put under for it. I was not doing it in somebody's office. I've heard so many horror stories about doing it that way, and I would not do it. So I went with something which is true. I have a fear of needles because when I was born, like I said before, I was blue. I was a Smurf. So I had blue skin. And for the first 3 years of my life, I went through every quarter. So I went through 4 a year, so 12 in total, a full blood transfusion because I have the rare blood type to try to get my skin to change from blue back to normal. And they got it to change back to normal, and that worked out well. But because of that, I hate needles. And needles were involved in this. And I said, fuck that, you're putting me under. Mm-hmm. So they put me under. And I went through it that way, and that worked out well. And ever since, I gotta say, it was a sore weekend, and then that's it. Like, within
makes me feel like river dancing.
They said, yeah. It was river dancing a couple of weeks on. So it was good to go from that point forward. Yeah.
For these assholes.
And they actually tell you have to, use it and kind of work it out for a little bit. So I'm like, all right, well, babe, we have to.
Oh, God. Oh, God.
Wait, now you got to do the scene from When Harry Met Sally with Meg in the diner.
No.
Yeah.
You have to find it. You have to convert it to MP3. You have to get it ready.
Already got
right
it.
now.
He just says he can't find it fast. He's got too much shit.
I had a little drink about an hour ago,
Vagina.
and it got right to my head.
Vagina. Vagina.
I'm
Vagina.
not even talking about politics anymore.
What's wrong with the word, Lebowski? Vagina.
Yeah, can you say pretty bird? Pretty bird. Yes, pretty bird.
You know what gets me is that we just talked a little bit about my sex life, which made all of us uncomfortable. And here's the funny thing: what doesn't make the Senate uncomfortable is talking about everybody else's sex life, regardless of who they are. People that are different than them, the Senate and the House right now, they just want to go after everybody,
say gay or
regulate.
trans, they think about how do you put those parts together? It's like trying to put a square peg in a round hole.
Yeah.
And I don't get it. And remember that guy who asked the trans person if she had a penis?
Hold on. There's
there it is.
There's a representative. I forget what state they're from, but it's a guy who said that his daughter and her best friend are really, really into crafts, which is why they got these dual tattoos of these scissors. Like this.
He said this for real?
For real. He thought it was because they were into crafts. No, I'm serious. Yeah. He thought they were into crafts, and he gave a little interview about it, and you could see the daughter was just like, oh Jesus, can you guys just drop it? Can you guys just drop it?
Oh, for fuck's sake, you don't know what
Two pairs of scissors. Yeah. And each pair of scissors had one of their names.
And this was what, in a congressional hearing or some shit, or what?
No. He was just talking about his home life and mentioned it, and his daughter. Yes, his daughter was like, mortified, like, why in the hell are you talking about this?
Hell, I like you.
And he doesn't know what two scissors mean going like that.
I already did.
He doesn't know what that is.
No, he had no idea.
Hell, I like
no idea.
you. You can come over to my house.
Live in your fucking bubble more, you fucktard.
Wait a minute. I was at the bar the other day.
Why do you have to be such a
And this guy was wearing a T-shirt. And, one of the old timers from the local area, from where we're from, the area here, the old timer, he goes up there and he goes, let me see that T-shirt of yours. I'm going to do Ted Turner for the old timer. I don't know why, but let me see that T-shirt of yours. What is that? Happiness is, and then you had cup of coffee, motorcycle, money. What's that last one? And the last one was this symbol. So I looked at it and I said to the guy, well, I'm pretty sure that's a rabbit. Thank you. That's all on that one.
Yeah.
But hey, you're wearing that T-shirt. I mean, come on.
You're being very undude.
Yeah. The funny thing is that I wear this T-shirt, and I've worn this T-shirt for a long time, and this is all from a movie. The T-shirt that I'm wearing, it's most of my T-shirts are from movies and that kind of stuff, but this one is like it's really kind of a rare one. It's the Antarctic scientific operation and all this kind of stuff. Outpost 31.
Stand up, stupid.
All right, I'll stand up so you can see it. Get out of the way, Tony. I can't see myself. There it is. Okay, so you can see it. It says Outpost 31 and all this kind of stuff. Well, somebody, I was wearing this when I went to buy some beer. And the guy at the counter kept doing this. And I'm like, okay. And I'm like, all right, well, that's it. And I'm paying for it. Thanks. And he goes, can I ask you a question? I said, yeah. And he goes, how old were you when you went to Antarctica? And I look down and I was wearing this shirt. And I'm like, oh, no, this is from a movie. This isn't like I was. And he goes, oh, man. For like 5 minutes there, I thought you were the coolest guy I'd ever met in my life. And I'm like, no, I'm just some other fucking schlub. That's me.
Just another schlub buying beer.
Yeah.
I didn't go to Antarctica.
Just another schlub buying beer. This is from a movie. Thank you.
Oh, my God.
And I had to do that one year on Memorial Day when I was wearing a Nostromo shirt. It looked like a U.S. Navy shirt, but it was from the movie Alien.
Right. Yeah.
USS
Foolish,
Nostromo.
stupid man.
Well, we've had a week of fucking total fuckery.
A crazy week.
And we've got Donald Trump wanting to make Mar-a-Lago a skiff.
And we've got Fonnie Willis coming up next week. Fonnie Willis is our
hold
special
on, let's not talk about next week
killer
because it hasn't happened yet. But we know that Jack Smith got Donald Trump's Twitter account back in January. He's also got Lauren Boebert's and Marjorie Taylor Greene's phone records from January 6th.
Trump's Twitter got we didn't even bring that up in today's show. Trump's Twitter got subpoenaed. That's all they slid into his DMs, girl.
Oh, I got into his DMs and all his like drafts of videos and drafts of tweets that he did not post because they were too awful.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Too awful.
Yeah. Somebody called Trump's rally this weekend Rageatus. So it'd be Rage of the United States. So Rageatus.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? Like rage.
Instead of POTUS.
Oh, yeah, instead of POTUS. Rageatus, like of the United States. So Rage OTUS. And I thought that was hilarious. And I'm like, oh, it's going to go on our nickname list.
Ragatus.
He's just a fucking...
Ragatus Rex.
Yeah. So, and by the way, all this shit has been happening super fast. Like, the judge has just gone, fuck you, we're not going to fucking delay this anymore. I want it by Friday. I want it by Monday at 5. I want it...
Yeah.
Bing, bing, bing. Yeah, fuck you.
For all the Eileen cannons that we get out there, we got this, Judge.
Ooh, this one went under the radar. Do I have much time? Do I have enough time? Okay,
you have
I do.
a little bit of time, yeah.
So in 2018, ACN, a video phone, Trump endorsed. It's $500 a phone. You can't use it unless the other person on the other end has another $500 phone. The video phone trial is what it's called. It's a business scam. It's a real thing. I had to say it's a real thing. People lost thousands of dollars because Trump endorsed selling the video phone was gonna make you famous and make you millions of dollars, and quote unquote. And it's a new lawsuit against Trump, but it went super under the radar with everything else, and I'm going, really?
That's the fraud.
I don't think
suit.
you're happy enough.
There's
That's
another
right.
lawsuit against this
I'll teach you
motherfucker
to be
because
happy.
he's such a corrupt piece of shit.
Teach you to suck eggs.
I do want to run through this. Leprosy is back. Congratulations, Florida.
Thank you, anti-vaxxers.
And now Bugs Bunny won't have to use a saw. You'll just shrivel up and fall off.
Yeah. I don't need no penis. You go ahead and tell me whatever you leprosy motherfucker.
Bye, Rhonda. An Ohio win for democracy. They held a special election and making it so they could change the Constitution from making it a simple majority to 60% in order to change the Constitution. And it was 57-43. It was a great win for democracy. because they could have changed. They could have really fucked everything in Ohio for abortion after if it had passed. So
Ohioans
I love
came
that.
through. I want to say
Another
it's
tidbit
because
that
the
came
Squatches came out and voted.
We only have 5 minutes left, so I do want to get this out. Emails by Melania. Emails by Melania in the aftermath of Stormy Daniels' hush money case.
I love you, poor boy.
Yeah,
My 7 foot tall.
She wants to get a divorce so bad, like she wants out, like motherfucker, and she's hoping this hush money case Alvin Bragg has brought against Trump, that she can get out of her non-disclosure agreement and her divorce agreement. And I thought, oh my God.
Celebrity boxing,
Fucking
Melania
beautiful.
versus Stormy.
Stormy will kick her
Stormy
ass.
will take her.
Stormy
Easy.
would kick her ass
I didn't know they stacked shit that high.
And then we get to the FBI killing a man who wanted to kill Biden.
Yes.
Alvin Bragg, Kamala Harris,
Mr.
Adam
Robertson.
Schiff. It's all called stochastic terrorism. That's what it is. That's it.
Mr. Robertson.
That's it. There is no more. This motherfucker.
We got a bullet through the fucking head.
He started shooting back, and he was like, "Oh, I'm a sniper, and I have a sniper. I'm gonna brush off. I'm gonna dust off my sniper gun."
We've
FBI, are you out there? Are you watching me? Why don't you come with your search warrant?
We've
And
joked
they
about
did,
this
and
thousands of
he
times.
Fucked around, and he found out.
We've joked about this on the show 1,000 times about how guys like with their guns that this is to protect me against the government.
Gravy
the government's
seals.
got shit that is just click and you're done. And that's it. And that's what this guy found out. Is like they're like, he's fucking around. Take him. Boom. Done. Okay, now let's find out what he's all
shooting
about.
at them. That's why they
take
took him out.
Take him.
I ain't gonna quit.
You can't protect yourself against any of these. If you're out there and you think that you're going to take on the government, it's not going to work.
Tony,
it is not going to work.
Enough with the drops.
You do not talk about Fight Club.
Tony's drops. Sometimes they move me. Sometimes they move right through me.
Yeah, and sometimes they just shit all over us.
Cocaine is a hell of a drug.
Well, that's an analogy for life now, isn't it?
Well,
and I put a jihad on shitting on myself.
It's been a hell of a week. Just for me personally, I haven't really talked about it, but I don't really care. And shit is gonna get better next week when Fani Willis literally drops the 4th indictment. State charges. You've got dozens. They said dozens of charges. We don't know if there's dozens of charges against Trump personally or dozens of charges with Trump.
No, we know it's Trump
else.
and 11 other people, at least. That's what we know.
We're hearing dozens, not 1 dozen.
First round.
Dozens.
First round looks like 12 top
Fake
layer.
electors.
They're all
You've
coming.
got everybody else.
They're all coming.
With like
Then all of a
Meadows,
sudden, maybe
Giuliani.
panic might start to set in, and all those Red
fucking-
Bulls you drink could send you into full coronary meltdown.
I'm just going to say, hey, Fani Willis,
Stay strong, girl. We love you.
tell us something good.
Tell me that you like it.
Yeah.
Tell me something
All right. We are looking for the good news next week, Fonny. We are HBL Radio Nation. Thank you so much for watching again this week. We love you. We're going to be back here. Make certain that you go out and you like us, you subscribe to us, you tell all of your friends, tell all of them. Hold them down, make them subscribe, force them to do it, because we're nice people. Yay!
Need food. We need to
need food.
No, I want to give a shout out
I give a shit.
to my beautiful husband Tony, who produces and does the drops. We call him Dick Neck Drop Shop at this point.
I call him all kinds of things. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I also want to give a shout out to my good friend Billy Gaffney, who does the music. William Gardgaffney, who does the intro and the outro music for the show. And of course, I want to send you some love, my brother, my friend. I love you so much, and you are so dear to me. Brian Gallagher.
She's had just enough to drink to be lovey-dovey.
Oh, get out. No, I'm serious. I'm serious as a heart attack. Love you, and, this is fun.
Of course it is.
I have fun doing this, and that's why we do it. It'd be great if we could make some money, but, we need more followers. Help us out, people. Help us out.
Those are the fucking rules.
Those are the fucking rules.
Do you see what you get, Larry?
You got the wrong guy. I'm the dude, man.
You get fucked in the ass.
Do you see what you do? Do you see what you get when you fuck a man in the ass, Larry?
Special lady. She's my fucking lady friend. I'm just helping her conceive, man.
I like your style, dude.
All right, Tony and his drops.
Nobody fucks with the Jesus.
Lifeless eyes.
We'll probably do an after show.
For a wee bit, of course.
You ever dance with the devil in the
Anybody want to be in on the after show? Let us know in the chat.
Jump in. Now is your time to go. We're going to play a little bit of an outro, and then we're off to the after show. We'll see you there. Thank you so much for watching.
This conversation can serve no purpose anymore.
Tony, cues. Cues. We talked about cues.
See you next week. Peace out, mofos. I don't care. You can't do it until I say when I say. God. You're the worst producer ever. Diet!
Please slow down,
Who's my daddy? What does he do? Bunch of slack-jawed faggots around here.
Yes, you shit-eating moron.
You're talking crazy.
Oh, you little maggot! You make me want to vomit!
We are trailing a long-haired Caucasian in a 1970 Dodge Super Bee. We are
alcoholic, lunatic.
He's getting away from us. We lost
A jolly candy-like button!
License plate registered to a William Gardgaffney.
You filthy animal!
That guitar guy.
Well, sometimes I get the minstrel craze real hard.
Break my foot off in your ass! smelly dog shit. Hell, I like you. You can come over to my house and fuck my sister. I didn't know they stacked shit that high. Thank you very much. Can I be in charge for a while?
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
Stepping out of bitchin' cars, have a motor with a dual quad. Stepping out of bitchin' cars, racing to the top of spot. Oh no, oh no. I don't care where she's always in my hair. Don't ask me why. Your father's got me down.
Negative.
Yes, we do drive Chryslers.
Stepping out of bitchin' cars, racing on the way to Mars. Oh no, 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 no.
You coveted my ice cream bar.
Stepping out of bitchin' cars, they're gonna put me behind the bars. Oh no. Oh, you mad at me? Stepping out of bitchin' cars, have a motor with a dual quad.
We are trailing a long-haired Caucasian in a 1970 Dodge Super B. We are in pursuit right now.
I'm a very mean person.
He's getting away from us.
Hell, I like you. You can come over to my house and fuck my sister.
License plate registered to a
Okay. So that's how it's going to be.
Break my foot off in your ass!
One time I heard him play Believer by Ozzy. It was sweet.
Don Jr.'s on coke.
Stepping out of bitchin' cars, racing to the top of spots. Oh no. Stepping out of bitchin' cars, gonna race you all the way to miles. Oh no.
All you gotta say is Hunter Biden
Stepping out of
laptop.
bitchin' cars, and motor into a quad. I don't care, cause she's always in my head. Don't ask me why.
Everybody breathe. Everybody down on the ground.
P-O-P-L-E-S-S. P-O-P-L-E-S-S. T-O-P-L-E-S-S. T-O-P-L-E-S-S.